Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Bat. One sec while I just plug my mic in. There we go. Today I'm going to be doing an OOTP live stream. Uh, of course, I'm just going to check my perfect team. Looks like I got promoted to a new league. So that's kind of important to me. The playoffs were a few days ago. I think there's the OOTP Perfect Team Instagram account. There aren't many followers, but they know when everything's happening, so I'm assuming they're the real account. I'm actually 5-10. I'm not. I just got promoted to this league. Ooh, there's an expos. Yeah, so my pitchers obviously are really good, but my defensive efficiency it needs to be worked on. My bullpen. A lot of my bullpen pitchers are they were starters. Then I got better starting pitchers and took them out. Of course, now it's Noah Syndergaard, Bucky Walters, Mike Soroka, Charlie Morton, and Corey Kluber. They're all very good players, pretty reliable. Of course, the next sim is that long, but I'm going to look in the market, see who I can get with my 3201. 3201. Yeah, so a lot of these players, the shortstops are at the front, the 89. I have Xander Bogarts and Marcus Semien. Hey, Jonathan, I see you're in the chat. So welcome. There are some players. Danny Tartabull. Let's just see. So his defensive rating, it's not very good. This guy. These are all like 88s. Walker Bueller, he's very good. But I'm going to save my money. Actually, I'm going to go get card pack. Oh, I thought they were 1,000. Then I'm not. I'm actually going to go play. What I did notice, though, we got a comment on one of our videos to do a Miami Marlins rebuild. So let's just go do that. Obviously, the person who requested the video, you would end up watching this replay of the live stream. So let's just go ahead and get started. I don't understand how live starts even an option because nothing's happened live. The only live right now is off the bat, out of the park live streams, some MLB ones. A lot of channels are trying to broadcast their games, but no physical baseball. Yeah, obviously it takes a really long time to load. Today, I'd like to also just call out. We put a lot of work into our Instagram page. We finally made it to 500 subscribers. So now our new goal is 1,000. We're thinking about it. We're probably going to do a giveaway once we get to 1,000. Where's the Marlins? So obviously, if you go follow us now, the earlier you follow us, the more of a chance you have to win this giveaway. Obviously, we also just posted a picture of a shirt that's a specifically designed. It's a designer off the bat shirt. They're not for sale, and right now there isn't much that we don't have a store open right now, but we have a bunch of products that we would like to bring around. We'd love to see our supporters wearing them. Uh, the Marlins, they look like a pretty good team. I don't have much to do about them for the first year. I know Sandy Alcantara can get better. Adam Conley, he's a bullpen pitcher. I'm just going to make sure to be looking at OSA rankings, and I'm going to replace my front office. Okay, so I need a pitching and hitting coach. So I'm going to Jupiter Hammerheads for high Jupiter. Yeah, so they're refusing to be demoted, but I'm gonna keep the team trainer. He seems pretty good. Scout, I'm gonna get Norio Yamaguchi. He's one of the best scouts in the game. He's always ending up as a like a non-signed coach. I don't know if they're called free agents. If I don't know, but his scouting ability is a lot higher than the other scout. He always asks for a lot, but nobody really pays attention to how much a scout or like their staff really asks for. Let's go with wherever Theo Epstein is. Pretty good GM. I almost always sign him. Bench coach. Let's just randomly look for one. This guy has a pretty good. He has a good strategy, so let's just go. Obviously, they don't sign right away, but there's no like arguments with the pitching coaches. Not with all like your staff. Like there's no other teams that are requesting to sign them. Joe Kerrigan, he's 65. There's a pitching coach who's really old. Is it? I was gonna say, uh, yeah, Tom DeTore. I usually sign him because it shows neutral, and then we just need to go for a hitting coach. That's gonna be our last one, obviously. Larry Vanilla. This guy is pretty good. Not super old. Doesn't expect to be a manager or anything. And I also need personnel for these jobs. So I need a pitching coach here. So anyone really on the chat right now? We oh, that's not what I meant to do. That just means I offered Clay Rapata a job in Miami. That's not what I want to do. I want to sign someone for Jupiter. The Jupiter Hammerheads. Obviously, when they're getting asked to do major league jobs, they're always asking for a bunch more. See if I ask Vanilla, it shows 236 a year, and now it's 90 a year. So the lower level they are, obviously the cheaper they are. Some managers don't want to be near lower level. They they do improve their reputations do. So upcoming free agents, we see Matt Joyce. I think that he is going to get worse over the year. But as a three-star player, I know that I can trade him away. I see that there are now 3 people on the chat. So, yeah, I'd really be happy for you guys to put comments down below. Right now, I'm just making a few moves before the opening day. So 3 people, that's a good accomplishment. I'd like to announce again, today we reached 500 followers on Instagram. Road to 1,000 followers. We're gonna do a giveaway once we hit 1,000 on Instagram. Tyro Estrada, he's on a minor league contract. His potential's pretty good. They're also offering Mike Ford, so let's try and take Mike Ford out of this deal too. I do see we have a first baseman, but he's 29. He's only 2.5 stars. They're easily gonna do it. So maybe I should try and toss someone else in. Caleb Cowart. He might actually just be a career minor leaguer. They're offering a good amount for him. I don't know why. Maybe let's Trevor Stephan. He's good potential. And I'm going to get rid of Sean Semple. Let's try and put in Florial. Florial, he has good potential. Obviously, he's good at defense. It says submit offer. I can toss in maybe Ryan Stanek or Caleb Smith, one of the two. So that'll seal the deal. Now we're not fully in negative money. I can look at some free agents, honestly. Danny Santana's one of the free. I don't know who Williams Perez is. Sorry, not Danny Santana. Danny Salazar. I actually don't have the money to sign him, so I'm not going to. I'm going to promote Sixto Sanchez and demote Sandy Alcantara. Tyler Estrada gets promoted, and Mike Ford gets promoted. Now we're going to trade away Jesus Aguilar, whatever. No, not sign him to an extension, obviously. I'm just used to doing that. Let's shop him around. We have 4 more attempts today. After this, it's going to be 3. We want to find someone with a decent potential, somebody that's kind of cheap, so that, especially as a small market team, we can see some small options. I see Zach Collins. I don't know if the Marlins have a good catcher, but I'm just going to look through the rest of the offers. Alex Reyes and Andrew Knizner. Andrew Knizner, I think he's a prospect. So my money will improve. I'm going to get rid of Caleb Smith. I know Alex Reyes, he has enough potential to be a starter. Our money's going to improve again, so honestly, I'll take that as a good deal. Nobody's really on the waiver wire. It takes a few days. Reyes up. And they actually do have Jorge Alfaro. Francisco Cervelli, he's being paid $2 million. I know some teams do want him as a backup catcher. I did see we also have a 2.5-star backup catcher in our AAA. We can also end up saving $2 million this year, which is kind of important. I can see we can trade for Oliver Perez. Now we'll lose some money on that deal. Aledmus Diaz, I guess his stat line's pretty good. I liked him because he was part of the Jays. They're my favorite team. Our money's going to drop by a bit. I don't want that. Obviously, our money has to improve by at least a bit for this to be a decent deal. So I'm going to try and dump someone on them. Maybe Corey Dickerson. He's actually being paid $8 million and $9 million the next year. He's not a super outfielder. I know if I trade him away, I can try and sign Yasiel Puig. Or I can just trade for Nomar Mazara, because I just saw his name up there. It's kind of cool. Already making some pretty quality deals. You can see the potentials of these players. Nomar Mazara, obviously, it only shows 2.5. Aristides Aquino, he's 3-star potential. Obviously, I want to find someone who's a good fit. Philadelphia, Vince Velasquez, Chris Archer. I think he's being paid a lot. Yeah, he's being paid $9 million, so it's not much of an improvement. Of course, when I say a lot for a large market team, it isn't a lot. There are a few offers from Tampa. They'll give away Manuel Margot, who's being paid a good amount. I'll take Manuel Margot, but I also am going to need... I'm going to take Nate Lowe. They're only going to do it for one of these 2 pitchers, and I'm not down for that. But if I go for Michael Brosseau, they're also not down for it. I'll go for Randy Arozarena. Oh, I must have removed the player that I'm going for. That's not him. I know it needs to be Margot. And then I'm also going to take Arozarena. I like him as a player. Obviously, they're not super down to make this trade. If you're actually here watching, it'd be great if you could throw some stuff down in the chat. Okay, maybe I want to see if I can trade for Michael Brosseau. There must be something with him that they don't want to trade him away. Maybe that my players aren't good enough. Let's just go back to shop. Dickerson's gone. Brinson, he was actually in the Christian Yelich trade. He was supposed to break out, but he never really did. He played in Miami. he didn't in 2018 and 19. He didn't do well enough. Yeah, I don't see many players. I do know Steven Matz, three-star pitcher. He's being paid $5 million, but I know he's a pretty reliable starting pitcher. Like Zanino, but if I look at his 2019 stats in Tampa, he hit 165. Played a lot of games. Chase Anderson, he's being paid $8.5 million. That's a lot. I'm probably gonna end up going for. I'm gonna go for Steven Matz, whoever he might be. I might even try and go for Michael Wacha. I'll of course have them retain some. I don't want our money to drop by that much. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna keep Brinson. I realize there's still time for him to break out. Harold Ramirez. Get rid of Matt Kemp. I know he's kind of old. He's not a minimum contract, but before he gets even older, I ran out of shop attempts, so I go the next day, and I have five more. Of course, let's just try and make some more moves to try and have the Miami Marlins goodbye at the end of the season. Even if it takes them 2 or 3 years, I know I can make them the team that they want to be. Nicky Lopez, second and shortstop. Who do I have at shortstop? I actually have a pretty reliable shortstop. Miguel Rojas, Brian Anderson sticking down a spot at third. Eisen Diaz, pretty young, but he's coming off a not a very good season in Miami. I don't see a need for that position right now. My main need is for pitching. Obviously, some players that are low price, not Steven Matz. Scott Kindry, he's a super utility player. He's on a pretty long contract, so not super interesting. I just like pointing those kinds of players out for people that really love OOTP because once you kind of know the group of players that you need, it's a lot easier to rebuild teams like these. So I'm gonna trade for Joey Wendell. Uh, Actually, rather trade for Brandon Lowe. Yeah, obviously they're not gonna go for Lowe. Joey Wendell. I see there are two people in the chat right now, so go ahead, comment below. Okay, I have 12 batters and 12 pitchers. I need two more starting pitchers, so I'm gonna actually go back to Matz, Steven Matz, of course. I do think he has practical use on this team. Maybe if I put Lazaro Alonso. Let's try and make sure our money doesn't drop by super a lot. Super a lot, haha. Yeah, I just don't want it to drop. It's kind of important to me to save funds, especially as a small market team. Giving away prospects, it's not fun, but they don't look like they're going to develop into much. Okay, I'll take 80%. My money's going to drop I'm actually gonna try and throw in Syndergaard. All my funds will drop. Yeah, I can't take Syndergaard. I was actually talking about Wacha. He's only being paid 3 mil. They're both pretty reliable starters. Of course, I did end up losing some of my budget, but I'm happy to have them in my rotation. I'm sure they can fill in my second and third spot. Actually, my first and third spot. Alex Reyes, I told you he's pretty reliable as a starting pitcher. It's already 7:50, so I'm going to be on this for around 40 more minutes. It's going to be pretty short, but you can always see this as a video. I think the bullpen's pretty good with Brandon Kinsler. He's being paid 3 mil on a 2 year deal with a team option. I don't actually want him as my closer. Obviously, 3 mil is pretty easy to get away. Maybe not on a 35-year-old reliever or a closer in my case. I'm gonna see who I can trade him for. I have a little bit of funds left. I think 5 mil. So let's trade him away. Alex Avila, obviously, he's a pretty good backup catcher or even a starting catcher. He has good leadership skills. You always look for catchers to get. You should always look for catchers for a good leadership source. So I'm gonna give away Kinsler for Cordero. I see the Padres have decent money available. Let's try and get Pierce Johnson in it. Yeah, I'm like barely gonna get. They're not gonna give up Pierce Johnson. Maybe Emilio Pagan. Who is the guy who Zach Davies? I can get. Obviously, if I put in Miguel Rojas and then try and take Jurickson Profar. Yeah, so I'm getting Profar. He becomes a free agent this year, but he's earlier in his career. He's still 27. He's probably entering his prime. He did really well. I'm getting a shortstop and a closer for a starter, and a second baseman. I think Alex Reyes is going to be moved to the bullpen. You see, I'm just trying to look into some players I can obviously steal out of the trade. Originally, I was going to go for Franchi Cordero. Now I can see for a fact that they're down. Okay, so my money's going to actually improve on this deal. I'm getting rid of an older closer. Okay, and I'm going to make the deal. There it is. They're sad that I lost Rojas, but I know Jurickson Profar. He can actually it doesn't say he can play short, but I'm sure my second baseman can. I actually have one extra player on my roster. I think it's an extra bullpen man. I'm gonna take Trevor Rogers. Obviously, he's 22. He doesn't need to be in the major league. So now I was right. Alex Reyes is now one of my setup guys. 5-star potential as a reliever. 3 stars already. My rotation is going to be Zach Davies, Steven Matz, Pablo Lopez, Michael Wacha, and Jordan Yamamoto. I also have some other players. Tyro Estrada, I don't know why he's at right field. I'm gonna actually demote Eddie Alvarez and bring up Lewis Brinson to start at my right field. I was right, Estrada. He's the second backup. Obviously, his stats aren't fully developed. I can deal with that. If I go to my team home and I look at meet the team, I know Villar. He's actually a lot better than people think. He is being paid a good amount. Let me see who I can get for him. Obviously, I can get like Robbie Ray, Michael Chavis. Like these players are all very good. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right guy out of this deal. I'm not 100% settled on trading away Villar, maybe Diaz, and a starting pitcher. and Porcello. But they need to be open to retaining a good amount. Yeah, Porcello also becomes a free agent at the end of this year. Thank you to Eric Sony, J Mako Sogni on Instagram. He just followed us. Obviously, if you follow us, you'll get a shout out on our YouTube or Instagram or Twitter. We're really open to a lot of these things. Our money is not really going to drop. It's going to drop by 400,000. We're getting rid of. Now, I might need to trade for Jeff McNeil. I don't know who they'll trade. Yeah. Let's try and find a good shortstop. I actually have Caleb Coart. He can play shortstop. So let's promote him to Miami. I have Rick Porcello and Edwin Diaz. So I'm going to demote Dylan Lee. And I'm going to demote Tommy Eveld. And I'm going to bring them both there. And you see my bullpen, sorry, my rotation. It's mostly 3-star pitchers. The first three are 3-star. And then there's a 3-star potential 2.5-star, and then 2.5-star potential 2-star. Diaz, he's a 5-star closer. Obviously, his 2019 on the New York Mets wasn't good. Steckenrider, 2.5. I don't know why Reyes is in middle relief. Obviously, he should be a setup guy. Sixto Sanchez, I'd rather him be in instead of Yamamoto. You can see he's 2.5 stars with a 3.5-star potential as a starter. Let's see what I can get for him. I'm not set in stone on trading him because he is a prospect. However, I do. If I can get someone good for him, then I'll take it. Bumgarner. No, I'm getting pretty much the same offers I'm getting for like all my players. I don't see anything amazing. Obviously, I'm just looking at the amount of stars each player is. I see that I'm able to afford Liam Hendricks, so I'm not gonna trade away Sixto Sanchez. Yeah, I'm not going to make any more trades. I think that's pretty much the start to our season. So let's sim. It actually is only one more day. If you're watching right now, please drop something in the comments because I'd love to chat. I'm playing OOTP for you guys. I'm doing something you guys asked. Obviously, if you ask something in the comments, we'll try our best to accommodate it. Oh, my mic, I have to just twist this screw. Okay, he wants us to stay close to an even record. So we're not in the top 10. Or no, we're actually 12th. We have JJ Blade, Sixto Sanchez, Jazz Chisholm, and we did end up trading for Andrew Knizner. I'm thinking of bringing Knizner up. I don't know why Knizner's not in AAA. I know that if somebody gets injured, I'm gonna end up calling up Walich because he's 28 already. His defense is to 60. I didn't click on him. Yeah, he's the kind of third catcher that you would be looking at. Even for a good team, a second catcher, he'd be pretty decent. I'm gonna go play against Philly. It's gonna show their team's better than ours, but I know that we can for sure get. I know that we can get a win out of this. Aaron Nola, his star rating isn't much better than Zach Davies. And if I can sneak some runs by. Oh, I don't actually have a guy in my lineup, which means my lineups aren't fully set. Let's check again, and we our shortstop. So Tyro Estrada now becomes our shortstop. Exactly what. Just want to see who we traded. We got Mike Ford, Caleb Cower, Estevan Florial, and Trevor Stephan. We got rid of Matt Joyce. He was 3 stars, now he's 2.5. And Ryan Stanek, a 2-star reliever. So let's just go ahead and get this game started. And there we go. Welcome to the third person who's actually watching right now. Be awesome if you could drop something below in the comments for me to talk about. Today we reached 500 followers on our Instagram. I'm just gonna announce that we're gonna do a giveaway once we get to 1,000 followers. If you look on our Instagram at Off the Bat Baseball, you'll notice we recently posted an image of a shirt. We didn't actually say that we were going to be selling it, but we did show it. We hired a bunch of designers. We have a few different designs. That one is probably the one we like the most, which is why we posted it. Um, the winner obviously gets to pick the shirt they want. This game, decent start. I got an early single. I haven't been down in the count very much. I just flew out with Lewis Brinson, Brian Anderson. I'm gonna run and hit. I think that Margot can easily steal a base. And there we go. I think I'm gonna bunt with Anderson, right? Because with I know Mike Ford is next. He has a pretty good power, and then Aaron Nola. His stuff is pretty good. I know that Anderson, his bunt for a hit. Actually, his contact is fine. I'll do a hit and run. There, he gets a single, and now we've scored a run. So now we're actually up 1-0 in the first inning. And just like that, the game is on our side. Mike Ford up to the plate, 2 strikes, and he's out. 2 strikes again. Earlier I said we weren't down in the count very much, but as the rest of the inning proceeded, we did end up becoming down in the count. That looked like a ball, but thank God he swung. 2 strikes at Real Muto, and that's a strikeout. And 1-1 against Didi. Bunt out to the pitcher, throw to first, and he's gone. It's 8:02, so I'm going to be on for 28 more minutes. Cordero. This is going to be a pretty quick game. I actually don't want to waste all my time on it. I'm just going to play the rest of the season. It says I'm missing somebody. Guess Drew Steckenrider needs to be taken out. It's the National League, and my pitcher isn't in the game. Edwin Diaz to come in the game. It's the 9th inning, and we're 1 run above. There's a man on. Full count. Let's hope it's a strikeout. That's beautiful. 2 more outs. And that looks like a flyout. Let's try and tag the man at third. Yeah, it was a little far, but if we get this as a strikeout, 2 strikes. And the Miami Marlins, they win their first game. Welcome to Off the Bat. I see we have a third person on now. If it's not Jonathan, then obviously drop something down in the chat. I'm going to just quickly sim through a bunch of games because I'm also going to go to I'm going to go to my manager's office. It'll tell me my last game, my next game, task, inbox, standings. I do want to see who's hot. That's important. So let's go a few games. If somebody's really crappy, we're gonna try and trade them away. Obviously, nobody's on because the start of the season is always different. We're 3-5. I should probably go ahead and set a team strategy. There we go. Let's go back to the manager office. This is Manny Margot. He's 3 for 22 so far. Yeah, Manny Margot probably had a good game. We're actually losing a lot, but you can expect that from the Marlins. Steven Matz, it shows he's there. They're going to trade Randy Arozarena, the player I actually originally tried to trade for Francisco Cervelli. I don't really want to do that. I want Arozarena, but Tampa clearly can't afford anyone on my team. Actually, they'll take Brian Hoeing. That was just an easy trade. Arozarena, he's a good backup outfielder. I'm gonna demote Franchi Cordero to bring up Arozarena wherever he may be. I do like him a lot. There was one game where he developed and became a 5-star player. Yeah, he started off at 2.5 stars, and he didn't have much potential. Let's just check the rest of our emails, and we'll go to our manager's office. So we see Lewis Brinson. Obviously, he's not doing very well. Neither is Steven Matz. He's 2 games. He's 0-2 with a really bad ERA. Um, Obviously, he's only played 3 games. You see, Steven Matz is still there. I want him to pitch some more. Arozarena's out for 6 days, but it says Zach Davies is it says Zach Davies is hot. I don't know. We might have to ask his wife or his girlfriend. Steven Matz still on the bottom. Davies no longer hot. Uh, yeah, so he's unhappy because he's not the starter. I'm sure other teams will use Cervelli as their starter. And I said I do have some pretty good backup catchers, so I'm gonna get rid of him. It's not like dumping him. His salary isn't that high. I might go for Chavis. Actually, they tried to trade for Brissot earlier, and I remember they were like refusing to get rid of him. What about Nate Lowe? I know they didn't want to get rid of him. Mike Ford, he was a pretty easy acquisition. Uh, I'll take it honestly. Nate Lowe, he's a good prospect. I think he was named the prospect this year. Was he? No, he wasn't. That's odd, but his potential for sure is better than Mike Ford. I'm just gonna check if I can like put 2 players together. I'll retain Conley fully. So I'm giving a 27-year-old mediocre first baseman, uh, or should I give away Alafro? Anderson's doing too well. Maybe I'll toss in Brandon Lowe. Then they'll have to. Yeah, obviously. Are they brothers, Nate Lowe and Brandon Lowe? I don't know. But I'm just going to do the deal. Seal the deal. Is that fair? No, it says it's not fair at all. Maybe Anderson and then like somebody less, like somebody a little worse. I know Matt's. I didn't think they're retaining 80%, so I'm not going to get rid of him. We can look at my outfielders. I'll give away Brinson. I don't want to give away Ford because I don't have many backup outfielders. I'll put in Tyro Estrada. Obviously, my GM likes the trade until I put in one of the players they're asking for. Like if I put in Mike Ford, it's no longer close to fair. Uh, I do want to see that happen though. I see Brandon Lowe. He's pretty much locked up to a good contract. It says our money's gonna drop, so I'm gonna try and have them retain Brandon Lowe. Obviously, they don't want to retain him that much. It's already 8:08, so I'm gonna stay on for another 22 minutes. Uh, I actually Ford was never originally on this team, so let's just seal the deal. I know Brian Anderson, huge part of the Miami Marlins. I'm sure it's going to be hard to trade for him back, but now I have these two. I have a new first baseman, and I'm going to bring up Brissot, who I traded for, wherever he is. I have 13 and 13. Actually, do need a new catcher, so I'm going to demote John Bertie. Then I need a backup catcher who's going to be Chad Wallach. Let's just let him do my minor leagues one more time. Let's set my rotation. So it's Porcello, Matz, Davies, Lopez, and Wacha. Alex Reyes back in his setup spot. Edwin Diaz, he does have the 7.20 ERA. Not exactly what we're looking for. but he still is 5 stars. We're playing Strowman. We beat him. We're winning 2 games in a row. Jeff Brigham. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna waive him and designate him for a snap. If he's injured for another day. So we're gonna be on for 20 more minutes. I don't have interest. Uh, we're on a. We had our first sweep. Actually, I'm gonna make a video about this because I do think it's pretty interesting. So, thank you so much for watching off the bat. I really gotta go, but yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna make a video about it.